It's showtime!
Welcome to Show Me Some Television, the segment where I binge watch television shows thanks to Roger's Shomi service, and I talk about it so, you can make up your own opinion whether you want to, check out a television show or not. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about Peaky Blinders Season 1. Now, I actually knew about Peaky Blinders because of someone from work. He had mentioned it and said it was really, really good. So when I was looking for something new to watch on Show Me, and came across Peaky Blinders and saw that was 2 seasons there, I was like, I think I'll check that out. Now, I believe they're between seasons. There may be a season 3 coming. I don't know. But the weird thing about Peaky Blinders is there are only 6 episodes per season. Now, they are essentially kind of long episodes. I believe I think the first episode was like 2 hours and the rest were like 1 hour. I could be wrong, but yeah, it actually makes for a decently long. I mean, 6 episodes is still kind of short for an hour long drama series, but I don't really have a problem with that. It's as long as it's done well, it doesn't really hinder things. Now, it does mean that they tend to push the story forward a lot faster than you would normally have, and means that, they may not flesh out things as much as you would normally like. But at the same time, it's, like I said, if it's done well, you don't really notice it as much. And with Peaky Blinders, that's kind of the case. Now, I do think they could have gone longer. I think they could have pushed everything out a lot longer than they did. But you know what? They didn't, and it still worked. So, what is Peaky Blinders about? Well, Peaky Blinders is the name of a gang. Essentially, it takes place in Birmingham, England, in early 1800s, I think. Now, these are all Irish. So, though they're in England, it's all Irish accents. Go figure. And so, this gang is essentially racketeering, gambling, that kind of stuff. And, as any gang, there's fighting and all that kind of stuff. You got to think of it sort of like The Godfather meets Sons of Anarchy takes place in England with Irish people. No? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that works for you or not. The main star of the show is Cillian Murphy, who is someone I really, really enjoy as an actor. His arch nemesis, I guess you'd call him like the chief of police, the guy who's brought in to essentially straighten all this kind of stuff out, is played by Sam Neill. And the reason why he's brought in is because the Peaky Blinders have essentially did I say it's 1800s? 1900s. Woo, yeah, early 1900s. Yeah. After the First World War. Just after the First World War. So everybody's come back from the war. That's essentially what this is. 1800s. Wow, that would have put in the First World War a long time ago. Anyways, yeah, so the Peaky Blinders have unintentionally stolen a bunch of essentially military-grade weapons, which back then would have meant machine guns. And so they've brought in Sam Neill, Royal Irish Constabulary, who had dealt with the IRA in Ireland to get these guns back and deal with the problem that's happening in Birmingham with these Peaky Blinders. So on his side, Sam Neill is sort of playing trying to solve the mystery, trying to, be a detective and determine where things are. He puts people in place to be informants. He deals with, the main characters, strike deals and all that kind of stuff. And meanwhile, Cillian Murphy has sort of established himself as the head of the family, even though he's technically not. There is a father of the family who is sort of gone and missing. There is a mother of the family who was the head of the family while all the men were off at war. And then there's an older brother who technically should be the head of the family, seeing as how father's not in the picture. But this middle brother he's clearly the one with the brains, so he has hoisted himself into this position of controlling the Shelby family gang, the Peaky Blinders. And what he's essentially trying to do is set forth and use these guns as sort of like a leverage, a chip, to obviously, something falls in your lap. Everybody wants this. Everybody knows about it. There's money involved. And as a gangster, when there's money involved, you want the money, you want the power, you want to get something out of it. So this whole first season, 6 episodes long, is all about this dynamic, this dichotomy of different gangs, different families, different players, all trying to, like pieces on a chessboard. They're all moving around, trying to, get the upper hand, and essentially get the better of everybody else. They are trying to defeat everybody else, outdo them, outlast them, and essentially come home with all the chips on their plate. Or as many as you possibly can. So, yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to watching season 2. Again, only 6 episodes long. And I have to say, I really enjoyed everybody's performance in this show. Like, it... Let's see, who else is in this? There's a Helen McCrory, who plays... she's the aunt. The aunt involved here. Then there's Paul Anderson, who would be the older brother, the older Shelby brother. And he's fantastic in his role. Oh my god! And he totally looks it. You know what? It's really I really enjoy Paul Anderson's performance in this particular program. It's really good. Andy Nyman plays Winston Churchill, whatever. But it is kind of interesting that they actually have Winston Churchill involved in the show directly with this police constabulary played by Sam Neill. Who else is in this? There's Ido Goldberg, who plays Freddie Thorne, who is a old friend of Tommy, Cillian Murphy's character, and who is essentially a communist. He is putting together, strikes and strike actions, and really is. Well, essentially, they make him an outlaw because communism is illegal type thing, and all that kind of stuff is illegal at this point. So there's also the fact that Winston Churchill not only wants his guns back, he wants whoever responsible taken care of. He wants the communists taken care of. He wants the gangs taken care of. He wants the criminal elements taken. He wants everything done. So everybody is sort of, like I said, they're all chess pieces on this board, and everybody's moving around trying to get things done. With obviously the biggest battle being between Cillian Murphy as Tommy Shelby and the leader of the Peaky Blinders, and then Sam Neill as the I think what's his name? Chester Campbell, I think was his name, as the Royal Irish Constabulary who's going after him. And It's a period piece, obviously, and it takes place mostly in one area. It's sort of an industrial area and a bar, and outside of that, there's a few, office spaces, police station. There's a set for the police station. There's a set, a museum of sorts that's used quite often, all to keep the look of the period. There are a few distant shots, which I'm guessing are using some rotoscoping, because I don't know. I've been to Birmingham. I didn't see anything that looked like this. So yeah, they they clearly would have had to done something there to make that work. I don't know if it was CG completely. I think it literally was real buildings and then rotoscope and whatever, put CG buildings behind it or something to make the whole thing work. But yeah, there's action, there's plenty of drama, plenty of back and forth and power plays, and outside of the fact that it is kind of crammed into 6 episodes, it's really, really well done. So if you're into things like what would you be into? Gangs of New York, the movie Gangs of New York, or what else? I'm trying to think. If you took, yeah, it's really the only thing I can really put my finger on here. It has that old Sherlock Holmesy type thing, but very industrial. The dress is there. They do try and keep the weapons and the guns and all that kind of stuff period related. Yeah, I don't know. Deadwood, except in England instead of the West. So instead of a Western feel, if you take the Deadwood type of thing, or Boardwalk Empire, but you take those and put them into, in an old industrial England, that would be kind of what you're looking at. And if those things are your cup of tea, if you like that, then you're probably really going to like Peaky Blinders. I just wish it had been longer. Really wish it had been longer. Now, I believe it is from the BBC, so it is a British production. It's from 2013. Yeah, 2013. So it's relatively new, right? Which is why they've only had 2 seasons, even though they're 6 episodes long. 2 seasons, and a third one is going to be airing. So looking forward to watching the 2nd season. Unfortunately, I will not have the 3rd season because it hasn't actually aired yet, so it will not show up on my Shomi service. So who knows if I will ever get to see the 3rd season on Shomi. I will probably have to track it down by some other means. So yeah, I give Peaky Blinders 2 thumbs up. High recommendations if you're into period dramas with some action and gangster motifs. It's definitely something to check out. And yeah, let's watch some season 2. Oh yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.